Hi, I am Miss Howard and I teach business and computer classes. This is going to be an overview of what we have in our business and computers program. So the first class I'm going to talk about is a class called Computer Applications. It is for any student grades 9, 10, 11, or 12. But primarily people usually take it in their first 2 years in high school. And in computer applications, we study technology, emerging trends in technology, current events that impact technology. We also talk about the Microsoft Office suite, which is where we spend the majority of our time. So we talk about Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, and Outlook. All of those programs are produced by Microsoft, and they all have specific assignments that we do in them. Here is an example, I went too fast, sorry, of some of the assignments that we complete in computer applications. So we have posters that we make. We also have spreadsheets that we do in Excel. We also create databases which look very similar to this in Access, and I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with PowerPoint. So the next class I'm going to talk about is actually two classes. We talk about Accounting 1 and Accounting 2. In Accounting 1, we study the relationships between businesses and money, and it really focuses on the numbers, and there's some math behind business decisions. However, it does have basic math elements, so adding and subtracting, but you don't have to be good at math in order to take this course or enjoy it. A lot of it is, you can always use a calculator, and a lot of it's really basic. Accounting 1 is first semester and Accounting 2 is second semester. We pick up in Accounting 2 where we left off in Accounting 1, and we usually try to complete about 8 chapters of accounting work in each semester, so they're pretty balanced. I definitely wouldn't say one's harder than the other, but you do have to have the foundation of Accounting 1, and it helps to go right into Accounting 2. So you don't want to take Accounting 1 when you're a sophomore and then take Accounting 2 when you're a senior. You definitely can, but sometimes it makes your life a little bit harder. So here's an example of accounting work. It looks like a lot of numbers, but it's literally, in this one, we're just adding these columns down to make a total, and we're keeping track of where money is spent. Next class that I will talk about is desktop publishing. Desktop publishing is a class that you also get credit from Kirkwood, and it focuses on design, Photoshop, Publisher, and Word. You work on editing photos, creating advertisements, and creating new products. It's a class that's heavily project-based and requires an ability to move quickly once projects have been assigned. It is very much student-based in that as soon as you get one project done, we're moving into the next project. And then I'm going to show you some examples of that. So here's an example that we did this year. So we started with a blank canvas, if you will, of a fall scene. And in that fall scene, we added all sorts of pictures. We created images in the distance and up close. We changed colors. We removed some of the trees and added some different ones in. And we just made it a Halloween theme. Okay, marketing. Marketing is the next class that we will talk about. So it's really the basic study of advertising and how we appeal to our consumers. We use marketing all the time in the real world. It's something that you see constantly, so it's really interesting. And it focuses on the processes and includes creating an advertising campaign. We do market research like surveys, and we create commercials, and we also do other projects that build upon one another to get us to an end cohesive project. So here's some examples. We did target market people, where we created people and based on advertising that would appeal to their personalities. And we looked at how manufacturers sell products to consumers. Entrepreneurship is a new class. Well, it's an old class with a new name. So it used to be known as Introduction to Business, and now it's going to focus more on how to create a service business or a goods-based business. And that could be anything from mowing lawns to a high-end salon. And it's based on what students' interests are for businesses. It really focuses on the hows behind a business, and we will complete a business plan as well as focus on real-life aspects of how to be successful in becoming an entrepreneur. This class is really going to focus on real world tangible things like writing a business plan, like creating your own business to run in while we are having our class, and how we can learn from other businesses that have been successful. So here are some examples of work that we might complete. So these are different pages of a business plan. So here is an executive summary. We created a mission statement. Here's a purpose. We talk about who's your market that you want to reach and different audiences that you can reach. Another class that I teach is personal finance. So in personal finance, we discuss the ins and outs of being successful at managing money, schooling, a career, all the forms of insurance, identity theft, the stock market, as well as credit cards, banking, and looking at needs and wants. So we hit a lot of different topics, and it's a very fast-moving class. For me, it's the most real-life tangible class because I really wish I would have had this class when I was in high school. It teaches me absolutely everything, and I try to include everything, and we always are taking requests about things we want to learn about, but we cover how to tell the difference between a need and a want when you want to buy something. We talk about setting goals for your life. For financial goals, it's really important to have them in place early in your life so that you can save enough money for retirement. We talk about budgeting, car buying, insurance, banking. We actually complete taxes, and we also talk about retirement, how to avoid identity theft, and how to work with stocks. So here's some examples of things that we create in personal finance. So one of our projects that we first do is about wants and needs, and what we need to, the skills we need to tell the difference. We look at how careers are a possibility for you based on your personality and based on your own skills. And we also look at, in the upper left-hand corner, we have different credit cards that we will look, analyze, and figure out what might be a good one or a bad one based upon their information. And that is the majority of what I teach. I really look forward to seeing you in the next coming years. I really am passionate and excited about what I teach, and I would love to have you in class.
Alright, I'm going to tell you why you should take an ag class next year. So, here are the different steps for taking ag classes. The first step is to take Ag 1. In Ag 1, we do an introduction to food, agriculture, and natural resources. It is hands-on. We talk about agriculture, a lot about FFA, animal science. We hatch some chickens. We do some livestock judging and parliamentary procedure. So if you want to take ag, that is your first step as a freshman, or any age. Step 2, after you have taken Ag 1, you go into Ag 2. First semester of Ag 2 is plant science. We learn all about the different aspects of plant science. You do have to take Ag 1 to get in Ag 2. We do soil judging, so it sounds boring, but it's actually a lot of fun. And we do a lot of hands-on, using different sorts of equipment, lab equipment, those sorts of things. We grow some plants, that kind of stuff. Second semester is all in the shop. So if you have any interest in welding or woodworking, you have to sit through first semester of Ag 2 to get to second semester of Ag 2. We do talk a lot about woodworking, we do projects out in the shop, and then we do welding as well. Then step 3, you take a lot of different routes. You take agriculture communications, ag business, ag construction, food science and safety, survey of the animal industry, and principles of agronomy. Survey of the animal industry is through Kirkwood, but I'm your teacher, so you get high school credit and college credit, so it's a win-win situation there. We learn all about these different species of animals. We do a lot about reproduction, digestion, behavior, animal welfare. We do some dissections of different animals and the animal parts. So it's a lot of hands-on and a lot of cool things if you're into animals. The next one is ag communications and leadership. We tell agriculture story through many different medias, whether it's writing press releases or PowerPoints or learning how to do recruitment. All different ways on how to be a communicator of the positive impact of agriculture. Then you could also take ag business. Ag business, you're learning goal setting for a farm business, budgeting, commodities, record keeping, marketing, those sorts of things we're going to talk about in ag business. Ag construction is a very popular class. A lot of students want to do this. It's obviously all hands-on. You can do a woodworking project, you can do a welding project, you do a group project together, and then you do a project on your own that you get to keep and spend most of the semester on. So it's a lot of fun. Principles of Agronomy is also a college class that is taught. It's a Kirkwood class that is taught by me, high school credit and Kirkwood credit. It's an advanced plant anatomy, so we're talking more about crops in this compared to Ag 2, where you're talking more about just how plants work. This is more about your crops. Different growth, environment, weeds, insects, those sorts of things. Food science and safety is a really fun class that just started. Talk about hands-on. This one is hands-on. We're making food. We're figuring out why food does different things, the chemistry in food. We're doing different scientific studies with food. Lots of eating, so come hungry if you're going to take that class. So here's the reasons why you should take an ag class. It's fun. It's interesting. It's hands-on. Science is cool, and ag is science. And if you want to be an FFA, you have to take an ag class. And I'm cool, obviously, so you get to spend time with me. So that's why you should take an ag class.
All right, my name is Senorita Oblander, and right now I'm the Spanish teacher at Lone Tree. And I think Spanish is really important. Obviously, I'm the teacher, but for a lot of other reasons as well. A lot of colleges like to see that you're taking a couple years of Spanish before you enter, and that's because they understand that our world is globalizing, and so the connections between countries and people are shortening. It's a lot easier to be able to connect with them, and so if you can enter the job market with 2 languages or more, then you're going to be a very competitive employee. So the other thing that's really cool about learning a language is even if you never use it again in your life, it helps support your learning in other classes. And so just the act of learning a language and doing that, making those connections in your brain, makes you a more intelligent and better learner in general. And then I think that you should take Spanish at Lone Tree because the classes are super fun. You not only learn the language, but you get to learn about the different cultures and the people and the foods and the music and the sports and all of that stuff rolled into one. So it's a cool course to be able to learn about your interests, but through another lens. Taking 2 years of Spanish is super important. I would recommend it for anybody because most colleges want to see at least 2 years now when you're entering college. If you've taken a 3rd year, I highly recommend pushing into a 4th year as well. If Spanish after 2 years isn't for you, then all right, you'll be able to get into a lot of colleges with that. But if you are enjoying it or you have a knack for it, I highly recommend those 4 years because then it opens the opportunities for you to apply to even more colleges and to meet their core curriculum requirements. So if you get those 4 years knocked out in high school, then if it's not something you want to study in college, that's all finished for you. So.
Okay, so these are the art classes that Lone Tree will offer. Art Foundations 1 and 2, Ceramics, 2D art, digital drawing, and 3D art. And I'm going to go over what those are right now. Art Foundations 1 and 2, a lot of times freshmen take Art Foundations 1. Those are classes you can take at any time though. It just goes through some of our basic art mediums such as drawing, painting. You learn how to stretch a canvas, charcoal, ink, oil pastels. And then the next class is ceramics, and that is a 1 semester class where you do learn how to throw pottery on the pottery wheel. Spend quite a bit of time doing that. Also hand building, where we do slab and coil. Here are some examples. Okay, next class is two-dimensional art, and that just means it's flat. We don't do sculpture or ceramics really in that class. We do screen printing, perspective drawing, we charcoal, chalk, ink, back to screen printing, watercolor, and we also do oil painting where we follow along with Bob Ross. Digital drawing, okay, that is a Kirkwood class, so you get college credit for it. You learn all about Photoshop. You get to manipulate pictures, it's pretty fun. Okay, 3D art is where we do three-dimensional things, and you get to do your sculpture, glass fusing, jewelry making, sculpture, basketry and weaving, and that's it.
Hi, Lone Tree offers concert band to the high school. It's for 9th through 12th graders. They meet Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and an individual lesson is offered once a week for 15 minutes. We work on music for the 2 Lone Tree concerts, and then we work on music for the large group contest. You have the option to audition for honor bands and do solo small ensemble. If you are out for a concert band, you have to do marching band. They meet in the mornings, and it starts in August with a band camp, and then we march in the Fall Fest parade. We play at all the home football games, and then we go to 2 competitions outside of the regular school day. You also will be involved in the pep band, where they play at all basketball games, and it practices during 6th period. You can also sign up for jazz band, which meets on Tuesday and Thursday. We have 2 Lone Tree concerts that we get ready for, and we also go to 3 different contests where we work extensively on a set.
Hello, my name is Mr. Harshman, and I am the high school social studies teacher. As you can see from the slide, I teach 4 different electives throughout the course of the year. Civics is offered first semester, Presidents, Particular Topics in U.S. Government, and Current Events is offered second semester. Civics, we basically just take a look at American society and culture and how we fit into that and how it influences us. Presidents is exactly what it sounds like. We studied the presidents of the United States. Particular Topics in U.S. Government focuses on the economy and the economic system of the United States. And then Current Events is really an open-ended class, and it can go pretty much anywhere and cover just about anything.
High school choir is open to all high schoolers that would like to learn songs to sing. For each concert, I let the students choose their song and they vote which one they want to do. And then there are also opportunities of singing the national anthem or doing honor choirs as you get older in the choir for juniors and seniors. Winter concert, spring concert, and large group festival are required. High school show choir is called Rhythm Distraction. They learn dances to songs, so they're singing while dancing, and they will compete at competitions, at least 2, and then there'll be other various performances throughout the year.
Alright, so I'm going to speak to you a little bit about Family and Consumer Sciences, what classes you can take here at Lone Tree. So the first class that you can take in high school is Life Skills. This is for 9th grade students. It's 1 semester class. It's a prerequisite for food, sewing, and interior design. So if you want to take any of these classes in the future, then you need to take this class in your freshman year. What we'll do in this class, one of the assignments is to design your dream bedroom online. You'll also make a Quillo blanket, so it's a blanket inside of a pillow. And there's also lots of cooking labs. Another class you can take is Child Development. There's 1 and 2, so it's 2 semesters. This is through grades 10 through 12. First semester is Child Development 1 and the second is Development 2. There's no prerequisite. It's great for anyone interested in childcare careers, babysitting, being future parents, or anyone who just wants to know some more about children. Some fun things you do in this class. First semester, you learn a lot about parenting, pregnancy, birth, infant development to 1 year. You also get to take home the baby simulation. Second semester, you focus on types of development of toddlers and preschools, and you do some observations in the preschool downstairs, and you learn about developing and teaching your own lesson plans. Food and nutrition, 1 and 2 for 10th to 12th grade. First semester is food and nutrition 1. Second semester is the second half. There is the life skills prerequisite that we talked about, and you're going to continue to learn about nutrition and develop your cooking skills. First semester, you learn a lot about safety and sanitation. There's a breakfast unit, lifespan nutrition, smart consumer, so being a smart consumer in the community, vegetarianism, and gingerbread houses are a really fun project. Second semester, these are some of the units that you'll be working with: eggs, energy drinks, baking bread, soups, meats, pies, balance meals, and having your own cooking show. There's a lot of things that this covers, so this is just some of the things that you go over. Interior design is 11th and 12th grade. It's a 1 semester class. You have to take life skills in 9th grade in order to take this class. It's great for someone who enjoys housing, design, and decorating, so if you really like HGTV shows, this would be a great class for you. Projects provide an outlet for creativity, so it's very project-based, and you can explore potential career paths. One of the projects you do is a realtor project. So you potentially sell a home. You come up with you find a home, and you take in everything that you've learned about homes to create a flyer, and you try and sell it to somebody. There's also an apartment project where you create your own apartment online, and so that's just a photo from someone's apartment there. Creative sewing is 11th through 12th grade. It's a 1 semester class. Once again, you have to take life skills. If you love sewing, or if you've never sewed before, this is something that you can take. You'll also make something that you'll have with you for the rest of your life. Quilts, dolls, pillows, things like that. Sewing class is it's really fun, people really enjoy it, and it's very project based. So we do a community service project. You can make a quilt project, a log cabin quilt, or a t-shirt quilt. Some of the additional projects: pillows, dolls, baby blankets. And that is it.
Hi, this is Nurse Jo, and I am here to tell you about the Patient Care Academy. We start in the fall, and we start with a health careers class where you learn about the different aspects of health careers and what you can get into. You're able to visit a hospital, kind of talk to all the disciplinaries there, x-ray lab, nursing, physicians, physical therapy, fun class, and then we start into also med terminology in the fall. So you'll be doing 2 classes at once, one on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, one on Tuesday, Thursday. Med terminology, it gives you a basic overall view of the medical terms that you'll need in the healthcare field. It's a very quick going class, a big book, some homework. We play the Kahoot game to get you to remember things. And then in the spring, we start with the CNA class. So Bruce, right behind me here, he gets to know you very well. And what you do with him is you learn a bunch of skills, and you go to clinical, and you have 30 hours of class time and 30 hours of clinical time, and then you have your lab time. It all equals up to 85 hours of total time spent, hours spent, and then when you get done, you take the state testing and you become a CNA. So you can have a full-time job if you want to after this class. And then in the latter part of April, we start the Professions in Health. It is a class that you learn how to be an employee and what it takes to be in the healthcare field, and how to be safe, how to do interviews, and it narrows it down to the healthcare field, not just every field. So you'll learn what medical fields, what they require for you to get a job. So that's our class in a nutshell. So hopefully Bruce and I will be seeing you at some point in time in your high school career. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, I teach a class called College Career Seminar. It's an elective course that is offered for 11th or 12th grade students. Most of the time 11th grade students take it, but if you're a 12th grade student or going to be a 12th grade student and haven't taken it yet, please know that you are welcome to sign up for it. In this class, we focus on 4 main units: self-understanding, career information exploration, employability skills, and post-secondary options. In the self-understanding unit, we will take the Collin Code, Myers-Briggs, and What Color Are You personality tests that are really fun and help you to get to know yourself. In the career information and exploration, we will use the MAP, which stands for My Academic Plan System, and ACT Profiler to help you explore careers that match up with your personality types. We will also do an employability skills unit where we will learn how to write resume, cover letters, do interview etiquette and skills, and take part in a mock interview. And throughout the entire semester, you will be visited in my class by college admissions representatives, military visitors, and some other small companies. And during those visits, you will get to practice your soft skills. You will ask questions, take part in conversation, and really get to know the different options that you have. There are also some options for you to take college credit while you're in high school. These were formerly known as PSEO courses. They're no longer called that. They're called alternative concurrent courses. Basically the same thing, but just a different title. Just know the small print, you don't have to read, but know that we are going to take a close look at your academics over the years, your work ethic, your reliability, and your test scores, and factor those things in to decide whether you are ready to take a concurrent course. The reason being is these courses cost money to the school district, so we want to make sure that you're ready for them. The types of these college classes that there are ICN classes, which is when you report to the ICN room for all classes, periods, and tests. There are hybrid or online classes that are mostly online, but you watch a live lecture by a Kirkwood instructor. And then there are anytime, anywhere classes that are all online, and you take proctored exams. These are all great options. You just have to get to know yourself and know which option would be best for you. There are scores that you need to get in order to take these classes. They're not extremely high scores, but you want to make sure that you are prepared, and they're based on your reading, writing, and English scores. So you can ask me if you have any questions about those specifics. These are for all online classes, and just know that the Composition 1 and 2 class that is offered here and taught by Mrs. McCarty, you must have an ACT score in English of 14 or a reading score of 71 on the Compass exam if you took it, or a 64 in reading and a 66 in writing for the AccuPlacer, which is the test that has replaced the Compass exam. Guys, when you're signing up for your elective courses, you want to make sure that you fit in all your core courses first, but then make sure you fill up your schedule with all the electives. High school is such a great time to explore your interests and to really get to know what it is that you want to do with your future. Best of luck making your schedule.